and your girl vibe with my dear. Yeah, our vibes right, yeah, I know your vibe.
Hey yo. Welcome to another episode of Gang Talk.
Gang Talk.
Hey man, today we got something special for y'all. Today we have a topic, and our topic today is: would you or should you change yourself for your partner? So yeah, before we move on, I'm Mac.
Shoul. Lay_Mui. I am Machine.
Let's go.
Nudia Nick.
Alright. So we're gonna get into the questions right now. Would you change for your partner, gents?
Right off the top of my head, no.
I think you can. I think you can definitely change for your partner.
Yeah.
It's possible to change for your partner.
I feel like it depends on the situation, bro. Like if they're asking you to change, for example, a bad habit of yours, you know, it's toxic. Well, it doesn't have to be toxic or whatever, but it's bad behavior, you know, that's just making shit uncomfortable or whatever. So you should kind of consider, you know.
Okay, well, one question for you though.
Switching out, you know.
You're saying like something that's toxic, right? So
It doesn't.
no,
have to
wait,
be
okay,
toxic.
right, okay. So I didn't.
I
So,
didn't
but,
say that
okay,
after
wait,
I
yeah.
said
But
toxic.
here's what I'm saying, man. Like, does it not require some kind of self-awareness also for you to know that this what I'm doing is negative behavior?
Well, bro, some people are blinded to, you know, their wrongdoings or how
Yeah, they don't see that
don't
they're
see
doing
what
wrong
you're doing bad,
until
bro.
somebody else points it out.
Yeah,
That
someone gotta point it out to you, and then you gotta take the necessary measures.
No, but you
dog.
know they can point it out to you,
Full-
but you look at it like, nah, this is who I am. I don't see anything wrong with it, and I won't change.
But then
That's where like I'm leading to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, bro, if like it's something that's causing harm or not even harm, something, bro, like a
Some
bad
inconvenience.
Yeah, bad situation, dog. You know.
I'd
And
say
you should kind of consider, you know, changing.
would you or should you? I think you would. I personally would change for my partner, depending on, you know, it's compromising, bro. She might not like something I do, or I might not like something she does. Imagine now you ask me to change and do something different, and then I do it, but when I ask you, you don't want to do it.
Yo, so
That's the reason why you should compromise.
I think that's where the compromise part comes in. Yeah. Like,
So
yeah,
you
that's
would change for your partner.
Would I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
But
You wouldn't.
no, but here's what
I
I'm saying.
wouldn't.
No, here's what I'm saying. It at the end of the day, it's my choice. You know what I mean? Because like I always say this: if you're gonna change for somebody, like you change for that specific situation or that specific system, whatever you wanna call it, and then once that is removed from you, are you that person who you were in the system, or you go back to being the old you?
So in other words,
you haven't changed.
Then you haven't changed.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm trying to get to.
But it changed, bro, in some way. You changed for the person, dog.
Nah,
You're
you
not
didn't
doing that
change.
for yourself.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't
Listen,
change.
you're not doing that for yourself, you're doing it for the person. So
Yeah,
in a
but-
way, you're meeting this person halfway.
See, yeah, it's still a change.
Yeah, it's still a
hold
change.
up.
So when you decide, okay, when you'll end things, you go back to things.
So basically,
Okay,
you change it back.
You didn't change.
No,
No.
listen,
bro.
you don't.
Wow.
Can I give you? Listen,
You
guys,
guys,
let me. Okay, wait. I like giving examples, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
man.
I dog.
EG, nigga.
I'm out here.
Anything, nigga.
So if I'm wearing black,
Yeah.
I take off this black, I wear white. Did
Yeah.
I change? I changed, right? Wait, did I change or not?
You change.
You changed. If I take off the white, I put back the black. Did I change back to black?
You change. But
It's
I
changing.
changed.
listen, for example, you get arrested. You're a criminal.
Yeah.
You get arrested. Now, you come out. You say you're a new man. You
Yeah.
changed, and then you back in your old shit.
Did you change?
You didn't change. You're a
I
criminal. Same shit.
No, I think.
Okay,
you
well,
changed.
Joe said, wait.
Whoa.
Let's hold up.
Okay,
I'm saying, if you're willing to be with the person, of course you have to change.
Okay.
Okay,
Of course, you have to change. Okay, I don't agree with you because you said you can be with this person. You change for this person. Now Yannick said, what happens when you break up with this person? You could either go back to the way you were before you were with that person, or you could stay the same. But let's say you go back to the way you were before you met that chick, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys get back together again. So this is Joe making another change. You're just changing for this other person.
But one thing, right?
Yeah.
Hold up.
Come
Like,
on, bro.
you know that thing that you said of like, if you change for the partner, right?
Yeah.
And then like he said you break up, right? Now you're this new guy.
Yeah.
Don't you think that you're only tailor-made to that type of relationship?
No.
Now you can experience a new type of relationship. there's a danger in that?
No, I don't think so. I think that's a wrong example, bro.
No, look, here's what I'm saying, right? You're in a relationship with a hun, right?
Yeah.
You change for her.
Yeah.
So your change is based on what the relationship requires. When you get into a new relationship, it's got new requirements, but you still that guy was in the old relationship.
Yeah.
So then what happens? Are you gonna change again?
Yeah.
Bro, like there's different things that you change, bro. It's not like you change up the whole relationship. You change up an aspect of you.
And like, I'm not gonna be going around looking for a person that we don't like understand each other on the same level.
Yeah, so
or same understanding.
It's not like she's telling you, Lord, change everything about yourself. I don't like the way you dress. I don't like the way you speak, and then you change everything.
Here's
It's
what
an aspect.
Yeah, here's what I'm saying.
Just one aspect.
You know what? I agree with that, but my example was when you change for a specific relationship, it's for that relationship only.
What are you changing?
Yeah, wait. I'm giving an example. You change for that relationship only.
Yeah.
So you this guy in that relationship. Now the relationship ends. You don't go back to being who you were before that relationship. You are now that new guy, right?
Yeah.
You enter into a new relationship. Don't you think you will have to change again?
You have to act.
No.
Because you're getting into a new relationship.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's
No, not
depends
like
on
change, not change, but like adapt.
adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah, adapt is a better word than change.
Yeah, not change. There's gotta adapt.
Because change is big.
Okay, you change for one relationship, but you adapt to the next one, which means there's no change
Bro, because
overall.
look,
Then.
that's what I was saying, bro. If it's something that is
Toxic.
Not toxic,
we
bro,
understand
but
the
like,
word.
something like that, bro. That would be required as well in the next relationship or something.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you stay out all night, bro. Example.
Yeah.
You come home at 6 every time.
Yeah.
Or whatever. 6 in the morning. Yeah, you back there.
Savage.
She's telling you that, bro. You gotta switch that shit up. Cool.
Mm.
Same shit like in the next relationship, bro. I should probably tell you the same shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but
Yeah.
here's what I'm saying.
But depends
right?
on who you meet. Also, you might meet a
That's-
high.
that was my whole point of this.
But like that's what I'm saying. You
That
don't
was my whole
adapt, bro.
point. That's what I'm saying. It's like in some relationships, right? You find that a girl's like, yo, I don't like that you smoke a lot. I don't like you smoking. You stop smoking. The next one doesn't mind you smoking. So did you change?
Yes, because you're not smoking.
So you change, you didn't
No.
smoke, and then you get into the next relationship, and then the husband's like, I don't have a problem with smoking.
And then you smoking.
So you didn't change. That's
So
my whole
that's what I'm
point.
saying.
that's why he's saying adapt. Adapt is better than
No,
change.
but like in that
So
case,
in the first
Oh, now-
instance, you adapted. You didn't change. Then.
No. In the first case, bro. I mean, in what you all discussed, bro, you were like you were saying now, if I change this top and I'm wearing this top and I change back, then I change. It's like what he was saying now that he's gonna change in the relationship and then he's gonna go back to the way he was before, but then he did make a change.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. But then it's wrong. You
No.
didn't make a change.
I don't think it's
You
wrong.
didn't
I
make a
think-
change.
No, what?
It's
Okay.
same with his
I
example
think
now.
we need to like.
You gone back to smoking, bro.
I think
You
we need to
didn't
like
change
get
that. I'm like,
the
if
change.
the-
Wait, I need to. We need to pinpoint what is change. I feel like the terminology
Man,
is
this
killing us
woman over there, man.
because you know why? You guys are saying if you change and you change back, you didn't change.
No,
Wait,
You didn't change.
you didn't change.
You altered
I'm
some
saying whether you change back, or it's a change. Adaptation for me is a change.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
That's why you shouldn't change in the first place. When you guys are at the talking, getting to know each other stage before you date this person, you tell her, nah, this is who I am, this is how I am. She'll tell you, no, this is who I am. If I find you dressing a certain way, I won't tell you, stop dressing like this. I'm not cool with it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I found you like that, I'm gonna leave you like that.
That's wrong.
How you find me, leave me. If I wanna change, I'll do it for myself. I won't do it for you.
But bro, there are certain things that you only get to realize once
When
you're
you're
in a
in a
relationship.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Like this thing of going out at night.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that.
By yourself, when you live alone, going out is fun
For real.
every night. But then that person might need you at home at that time. So you only see, okay, no, I'm staying out all night. She's sleeping alone. and
Okay,
all
but
that.
I will
So-
tell you something. There's some girls out here who don't mind as long as you come back
Yeah,
to it.
no,
So that's what I'm saying. And not like you be with us. I was like, I don't like you gotta be home before 2 a.m. So you're at 2 a.m. your crib. And
Yeah,
the next time it's like, yo,
okay,
I don't
depends.
mind. No, I'm just saying I don't mind if you come home at 6 as long as you say I know what you're doing. Come home. That's it. Oh, whoa. You see when he said like you're in the talking stage and everything, right?
Oh, man.
When you're in the talking stage, getting to know each other all
Yeah.
day, right? You get with somebody that you feel like you've got the same ideals with.
No, but
Like,
ideals
wait,
change.
no, wait,
didn't finish.
That's what I'm saying. I understand. So, like, you and the person, you're like, okay, we've got more or less the same type of lifestyle, more or less the same type of things or whatever. Then you'll get together, right? if you as the other person on the other side, you compromise so much just so you can be with this person, and then later on when in the relationship you want to change that, that's fucked up. That's what I'm saying. You can't just be out here changing. When you are in there, getting to know each other, you compromising all this shit. Only now that you got it to be your honey on a come on and be an S.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. It depends.
See, that's
also,
what I'm saying. The whole change thing's like crazy. You gotta change for yourself.
It depends. Yeah, changing for yourself is important, dog. But like, it also depends on how you really feel about this woman, bro.
Exactly, bro.
Because now, this is someone you see yourself with for, you know,
For a very long time.
So you're willing to change for the
You're willing not to change yourself and how you are or whatever, but to compromise, dog, certain things to
I don't-
make it work, bro.
I don't believe
Because
in
you wouldn't
like,
do that for
any other girls.
yeah, you feel me?
So I don't believe in full change. Hold on. I don't believe in like the full.
Wait, so you think as yourself, bro, man? Your personality,
No way.
whoa, your personality, the whole way you are, bro, man. You think there are like flaws or things that
Yeah.
need to be
No, that's
addressed.
not what I'm saying. I'm disagreeing with the point where you say you wouldn't do it for any other female. Many people have changed and modified things just to be in such a relationship. That was my whole point, like what I was talking about just not so long ago.
But that's his new
That's
point.
what-
Grady's point is
My
it's
own
only
point
one
is
girl.
new point.
Yeah.
Shout out.
It's only one girl that you change for. You're not gonna change yourself. If it wasn't that girl, you're not gonna change.
But
You're
then-
changing because you love this girl and you want to.
Unless
be
you
with
just
her.
keep
my-
changing for
No,
everybody.
that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. That's my whole point in this, is that you don't realize how much things you change depending on how the relationship is until like you like way past all these other relationships, and then you find that you picked up small things from every other relationship, you bring it to this new one, and then you gotta change all this other small shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
you guys don't want to be angry with yourselves in the end. Maybe let's say you're 3 relationships in, and you just look back and you're like, I changed for this person,
Yeah,
I was this
this-
person,
this-
I was this person for this chick, and now you out here, man, don't change for no one, man. Shit.
Because the thing is, you know, when you said like she points out certain things about you she don't like or like that's not so good, right? You as a person gonna look at it and be like, no, these certain behaviors. Not like if I was a good person, I wouldn't be doing this shit, and then you change it. That's perfectly fine. But there's certain things about yourself that you wanna look. It's like, yo, man, you know.
No, that's why I said compromise, bro. Like
Yeah, 'cause
sometimes
it's not everything.
it's not everything that you're gonna change. You're not gonna change your whole personality. You're gonna change that specific aspect that she doesn't like. Because, for example, if you get a girlfriend, you're not gonna like everything about her. Also, some things she does, you're gonna be like, nah, can you stop doing that? So now imagine you wait. Let me finish. I can hear you breathing. Yeah, you have to jump in. Yeah. So now, if you ask this girl to adjust to your behavior, don't you think you should also adjust to hers, man?
No, you know why that's wrong, right? Because it's gonna be of who's dominant in the relationship. Like you have to conform to what I want, or you have to or you conforming what she wants. That's what I'm saying. In a relationship, you gotta have some kind of culture that works for both of you within the relationship. This thing of you tell her to change this, she tells you to change that, or like it usually doesn't work.
It's not.
Bro, it's more like two people, man, coming together with ways and information to make them work. You understand?
So you can't change a few things. You
don't-
can't change by adjust.
Don't think too deep into it about things.
But I feel like you niggas, I don't know if you guys have been doing this change that you say you're doing for these relationships, but do that change and let me know how it goes.
I think it's personal experience in this. I think.
Let me tell you the truth, man. The truth is that there's a lot of stuff that everyone here doesn't like about their partner, and your partner doesn't like about you, but they know that they can't change and they've got to live with it.
Exactly. But there are things.
That's what you guys gotta understand. And then on top of that, there's people who will tell you like, yo, I can't live with this anymore, you gotta change that. You change that, that's when you become pissed and shit. You become another person.
Yeah.
That's where like the whole
And
thing gets like fucked up.
there are different things that you change. Some things shape your personality, bro. If you know I'm a good dresser, for example, I dress like this is how I like to dress. You can't change me because this is a big part of my life. But if it's something like going out, for example, like you said, every night, you can adjust that. It's a small thing. It's not a very big change. Things that shape your personality, you know you can't live without, you can't change.
Hey man,
You understand?
bro? She'd be like, no.
Yeah, if I know,
I don't like you wearing this sweater. Please wear the Gucci shirt, man. You don't like Gucci, man.
yeah, but then I say,
it happens, bro. A lot. Like, let me tell you the truth, man. We've watched so many stories of like where women, just because of a certain way of the perception from her background or something like that she wants you to look like the people that she knows, or where she comes from, or she like don't do this, don't do like the truth is at the end of the day you're both molding each other. It just turns out what does she mold you into and what will you mold her into.
And they also
that's where it's like serious, man.
If it's like you say, you see your example of saying we must let you know, it's not like maybe you're taking full change, you change your whole everything about you. But it's just a small thing that you can adjust.
No, but here's what I'm saying. You see what
so wait, if your girl puts gang makeup and like you met her like that, and over time you find out, nah, this is gang. This is too much. You're not gonna tell her to
Whoa,
wait, hold on.
whoa.
What are you gonna do?
Whoa.
Hey.
If you find her like that,
I don't
Get makeup.
No, you're gonna leave her like that. You're gonna be like,
hey, you gotta leave her
I
like
don't
that.
mess with girls who put gang makeup.
You gotta leave her like
nah,
that.
I'm not gonna tell you to change your makeup, dog. If you dog, come
If that's how I was attracted to you.
That's how I was attracted to you.
Like that.
Why
No,
would
I
change you
actually
now?
thought about something else.
Yeah.
Okay,
Why
hold
am I
on.
asking her to tone the makeup down? That's how I saw it, dog. That's
I
what
just thought about
attracted
something
me.
else. Okay, let's say people also alter in relationships. Let's say you get with this girl and then she's everything you want. She is everything she does is good for you. Then in the course of your relationship, she starts doing something that you don't like.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying.
So what would you do in that case? Would you leave her that way or would you tell her stop doing
Here's
this?
what I'm saying. That's where the talking stage is important. She was doing all that shit just so you can be with her, just so you can be in a relationship. Do the same thing. You out here acting like you're the perfect guy for her. It's like everything you do is exactly what she says that she wants in a man. And then as soon as you're in this relationship a little bit, you start going back to who you really are. Then she finds out all this shit about you. So you are just acting, man. There's no change there.
Answer my question. Would you tell her to change?
Would I tell her to change what?
Yeah, that specific habits that she acquired.
Where did you get them from?
Okay, I'll give an example, yeah?
Yeah, because I gotta understand one thing. You get into a relationship with someone, this is how you know them.
Yeah.
They start giving you some other behaviors like, yo, this is the exact opposite of what was going on.
Yeah.
So where did she learn that behavior?
Okay, it could be, let's say for example, she got new friends, for example, and then she learned it from the new friends.
If that was her personality, though, that shit wouldn't be coming out so
No,
big.
but then people adjust in life, bro. You could be here and then let's say you're in here in Rosettenville.
Nah.
You don't have friends, you're a good wife, you go to the UK,
To be
you get a
honest-
job, you have friends now. And then she starts
To
doing
be
what the
honest-
other friends
yeah,
are
but to
doing.
be honest, there's someone you shouldn't be with.
Yeah.
Because if she's always changing,
getting
adjusting, nah, I'm telling you. Because if you are with me, that's how I know Lembuyi, right? Lembuyi like this dude, and then Lembuyi gets some new dudes hanging with. Lembuyi starts to change. Why the hell would I want to be around Lembuyi? Because then they change for every situation, for everybody. You modify when you with these niggas, modify when you those people, you modify when. So like at the end of the day,
That's
you don't
some
even know
fake
who
shit.
you are.
That's not what I'm saying.
You don't know who you
It's
are.
not linked to that.
Yeah, it's side note, man.
Yeah, that's some true shit, but it's not linked to
Yeah, side note, buddy.
Alright, so last statements. What do we say? Would you or should you change for your partner?
Now we change for myself, honestly. Like I said, when they point out certain behaviors to you and you look at them like, nah, as a good person, I shouldn't be doing this, and that, you would want to change and you can change. But if someone like bombards you with change, like you gotta change this, you gotta do that, you gotta do that, nah. I wouldn't change for anybody, I'll change for the well-being of myself, because if you healthy, you'll be healthy with the person that you with. That's what I think.
Word.
I say you can definitely change for a person. You can adjust your behaviors for that person, just like you're gonna ask them to adjust for you. So you can definitely change for a person, and I personally would change for a person I want to be with.
Okay, side note though, I'm gonna be myself. Always tell the girl to be herself, man. Always works out best, because then you can find a balance between how your relationship is gonna work between both of you, instead of you guys just trying to change each other.
Yes, sir.
Good point, sir.
Nah, you know what I'm saying, man.
But don't fuck with that.
Don't change for nobody. Like you said, change for yourself.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Don't change for nobody.
Well, I would change for my partner.
Ah.
Yeah, I would change for a partner, dog.
Sure.
Not the deep change you're thinking of, bro. Not that, bro. I'm not changing my whole me, bro. I'm not changing that, bro. I'm changing for the person I'm willing to be with. So I would change, and should you change, if the person is important to you, then you should change, bro.
Okay, one question though. I got one question for you. If she's like, I don't like your hair cutting off, I don't like your
Nah,
beard cutting off.
No, that's
No.
that's bro.
You see where you guys are taking me. That's where you guys are taking
Let's
me.
change.
Yeah, she wants you to change the way you
Those
cut
are
your
big,
hair, man.
those are big changes. We're not talking
What?
about.
A haircut is a big
That's
change.
why- yes.
Bro, that's not even your personality.
Hold
Dog,
up, hold
it's
up, hold up,
false.
hold up.
That's a
change.
Hold up. So if okay, nice, chill.
It's part of your personality. You see what I give about clothes.
Yeah.
Clothes is part of when people see me, they see clothes.
Yeah.
You shouldn't change that. That's a big change. I'm talking about space, small aspects like no,
Okay.
don't go out for like every
Hit it,
week.
dog.
Whoa,
Hit it
whoa,
with it.
whoa, let me say something.
Hit it with
Let me
it.
say something though.
Yeah.
Behavioral change is way bigger than just cutting your hair. Something like cutting your hair or changing clothes, easy.
She
Dog.
tells
Change
you,
your
but I
behavior.
don't like your beard.
That's hard.
That's
bro.
why I
Remove your
said.
beard.
That's why I said.
That's
that
why
therefore-
I think you should change.
No, when
Which
you
one
come,
is harder
what
to
I'm
change?
saying.
Looks or what?
When it
Your
comes-
behavior.
okay, bro, behavior is hard to change. It's very difficult to switch up.
Yeah.
But bro, clothes and the way you look, the way you present yourself, that's part of who you are.
That's you.
So you can't make me dress the way I don't like dressing. You can't, dog. You won't see me dressing some
But
other way
if
than
it's a
that.
small
You
thing,
won't,
a
bro.
small thing that you can adjust.
So wait,
you
your
can
hair,
change.
your hair is a part of who you are.
Yes,
Your
when
hair-
people see me, they
a
see
lot
my
of-
hair.
A lot of people are attached to their hair.
But that's what we're saying. That's
Who
you
are you? Are you
disagreeing,
what you
saying,
look like
I will
or
not
who you
change
are
for
on the
this
inside?
person. You want me to
You-
change who I am.
who you are on the inside, but that reflects on your looks outside.
Okay, fair
That's
enough
who you
point.
are.
Yeah, fair enough point. Fair enough
Because
point.
I'll be like, I'll see this guy is trendy, dresses nice, so he's probably into this and that. most of the
Yeah,
time.
but here's what
You'll
I'm
be
saying.
able to see
You
what
know,
kind of person this guy
But I'm
is.
saying, you see, like stuff like hair,
Yeah.
or like cut your beard, cut your hair, do this. Like
It's a
those,
change.
those are the usual changes that people come with.
Yeah, it's a change.
In most people, most
Change
cases,
how
they're
you
like,
dress.
I don't like, bro. There's all these dudes out here calling girls out on Twitter. Nah, I don't like weaves. I don't like this. I don't like that. You see, that's what I'm saying. Now she's like, you know what?
If
You're
it's
a
a
good
change,
guy.
like
I
what
like
you're
how you
talking
good,
about.
but I
don't
just
like your hair.
I just don't like your hair being all like long
If
and
it-
curly.
if it's
Then
a
please
change-
cut your hair
if
for
it-
me.
if it's
Would
a
you cut your hair for her?
Yeah, would you?
Bro, finish it. It's your turn.
Yeah.
We talking about changes, bro.
Last statement. Let
Last
it
statement. Hit your last statement.
Last statement,
bro.
bro.
I'm gonna agree
Shit.
on this one.
Y'all niggas ain't.
Y'all thinking too far.
If
bro.
it's a change, if it's a change, like the changes Lloyd is talking about, like shaving your beard, cutting your hair, that type of stuff, that's not a change worth making. That's, you shouldn't change for that. But if it's a change that will make the situation better or improve your relationship or whatever, dog, then why not change, dog? If it's not gonna hurt you, if it's making things better, why not switch up or adapt? You know?
Yeah.
Now I'm talking about personal relationship, dog. I'm not talking about like when you with your boys, now you're different. You with those guys, now you're different. You're not changing who you are. You're just editing, you
The
know,
vibe's
adapting
different.
a few things.
Hit up the comments. Tell us what you think. Do you think you can change or should you change for a partner? Do you agree with what each of us is saying? So, any other statement before we close out?
Nah, we
Alright.
don't.
Wow.
I am Machine Gun Keltiv.
Lodi and Nick.
Mac_cultive.
Joel_cultive.
Le_Mui.
We are out.
Yeah, now.
There's five vibes right here when your girl vibe with my dear. Yeah, five vibes right here, yeah, I know you vibe.